Here's my audience. Okay, so for today's speech, I am going to be informing you guys on how to save money, because if you think about it, money is the revolving factor pretty much in this world. You work to have money, you work to have things in life. People strive to have a better savings, and they feel that it would make their life better, which in a way, I'm not saying money is happiness, but it does make things easier to turn things around for your life. Everyone wishes they could have money and not stress for saving for special occasions, saving for Christmas, birthdays, Thanksgiving, like all the holidays. And believe it or not, money is a very easy thing to save when you're using the proper tools. Why I started saving money was because once I came out of high school, it was very difficult for me to have actual money in my bank account, because I didn't have the financial support from my parents like I had in high school. So I felt that I was like, oh, like spending money at Starbucks every day, going out to eat. So I didn't have money to go on vacations or just to save for my future. And it can be difficult knowing where to start, but I'm going to give you guys a few steps in how it will help your process of saving money. The first step is recording all of your expenses and figuring out ways to cut your expenses. By recording your expenses, you should be tracking what you're buying, the necessity of what you're buying, if it's important or if it's a hobby, clothing, food, and figure out on how much you're spending on each group. If you're spending $100 in food and fast food, or if you're spending $100 in clothing, and whether that should be cut back depending on what is a necessity to you. To help with the accuracy of tracking what you're spending, a credit card statement is a great way to track that. Now that you've broken everything down into categories, it is really important to see what you need to cut back on and see what expenses you're not realizing you're spending every month. Because I know personally, I had all these apps on my phone with monthly renewed subscriptions that were taking almost $75 out of my account each month, and I wasn't aware of that. So that changed it drastically too. Another step that needs to be done after figuring out whatever you're spending, is to open two separate accounts. One for more of emergencies and one for your monthly expenses that you know that you need to spend money, or not need to, but would like to spend money on. So for the emergency account, you should have enough money to where if there was an incident that you needed to save money for and just use it all on that purpose, that is what that account is for. And then each month you should be transferring money into that account. Matt Bell, a personal finance writer, says that when you become an adult, you should have at least 6 months of living expenses saved up in an account, so if you lose your job or have medical bills to pay, that will be taken care of without a big stressor. The second account is for bills and expenses. For instance, rent, car insurance, gifts, and you should take at least 1/5 of your yearly income. So for me, that's not that much because I'm a college student working a part-time job. 1/5 of your earning, and put it aside in that emergency account so you could have those bills to be paid. And then once you open those two accounts, it is a good idea to make your savings automatic. When you have a check and you need to deposit it, put that right into your savings account, and then it will split it up automatically between emergency and your monthly payment account. Some banks may not offer that. I personally recommend